players, 4 opinions, 0 agreement. Welcome to Divided by Mana, where the takes are strong, the lines are debated, and someone's always wrong. Priority ends here.
All right, what's going on, guys? This is Divided by Mana, and as you heard, priority ends here. My name's Josh. This is Grant, our buddy Phil, our buddy Chuck, and we just wanted to start this podcast, see how it goes, and just talk about our opinions.
Which I have a lot of.
You do.
And they're bad. And they're all
Well,
bad.
I mean, you could
Not a
disagree with
single
that,
good
but
one.
that's perfectly fine. It's whatever.
No, so for our first episode, I figured what we could do is we just introduce ourselves, talk about like our favorite color, favorite way to play Magic. Grant's is always wrong.
Y'all just mad because my win percentage. But
Okay.
My name's Grant.
here's another
I
token.
primarily play tokens in all colors, but my favorite color is green. Home of the ramp. Worst place to need a board wipe.
Hi, I'm Phil. I'm the antithesis of Grant. I am the control player at this table. I will cast board wipes whenever because I just want to. It's my favorite thing to do. And mass land denial is absolutely a correct way to play Magic. So
Let's see. I'm
a dirty mono blue player.
Mono blue.
yeah. I've got more mono blue decks than I think I have black or anything else.
kids.
So I'm Chuck. I'm the most probably toxic player of the group.
Yes.
I play a lot of Dimir. A lot of my commanders are not friends. Toxrill, Garuda Mill, Sin Triplets.
So with the new set coming out, Secrets of Strixhaven, which is super hype. Everyone's hype about it.
Yes.
No doubt that it doesn't deserve the hype, but we've had a lot of strong opinions in our group.
Oh yeah, we're definitely divided.
Yeah,
on
we're
this.
definitely
That's
divided.
how it works.
So I figured, why not put a camera in front of us and just talk about it, right? So
Yeah, well, and to your point about Strixhaven, though, I think everyone can agree. Everyone in the Magic universe, they brought it back. The universe is here, and they
I'm
brought it with
so
they
glad.
brought it with
Yeah.
the
Can
power
Agree with that
creep.
one.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right? They finally did us some good, some
Yes.
respect for the
I am-
players.
I am so excited for this set. Like, I was like, I'm not going to buy a collector box again. And then they were like, hey, there's the Strixhaven art's coming back. And I'm like, okay, I
Yeah.
guess I can work overtime. It's fine.
Well, and it's nice that they're giving us a set back in the universe.
Yes.
But it's also a set with a lot of power behind it. It's not some jank set that we're all
yeah,
just
agreed.
like, here we go.
You
like,
can say Aether Drift. It's okay.
Yeah, okay.
We know.
So I was trying to avoid it. Hey, they're not giving us Aether Drift again.
Yeah.
So, and I think, and when you saw the bonus sheets, everyone's hype about this set. It's
I
going to
saw
fly off the
Armageddon.
shelves.
It was the happiest I'd ever been in a
Yeah,
while.
it's going to fly off the shelves. But something we're going to talk about out the gate here from this set are going to be a lot of commanders soon and their dragons. This Strixhaven set has a couple of dragons that I plan to build myself. I don't know about you guys.
So, Elder Dragon Highlander, that is the game that we play. The question I wanted to ask you guys is this. Is out of the 5 Elder Dragons in the set, what do you think is the best one that you're going to build and why? The first one revealed was Lorehold the Historian.
Yep.
5-mana Elder Dragon.
Banger.
Flying
Disgusting.
Haste. And each instant and sorcery in your hand has Miracle.
Phenomenal.
Miracle 2. by the
Miracle
way.
2.
Miracle 2.
You're right.
Two
Miracle 2.
colorless
Which is-
mana
Which is
miracle,
insane.
which is the dumb part.
Miracle 2. After that, we've got Witherbloom the Balancer. 8 mana, but you're not casting him for 8 because he has affinity for creatures. Yeah, Flying Death Touch, whatever, doesn't matter because he also gives your
Death
instant and
Touch doesn't
sorceries
matter.
affinity for creatures.
Yeah, Grant's just sitting over here like,
Dude,
Yeah, he's
more
going to-
things need that sentence. Affinity for creatures. You kidding me? I would run every
Cream doesn't
card.
need that.
Yes,
No.
it does.
So next is Prismar the Inspiration. Ward, pay 5 life. It's a 7-mana Elder Dragon. Instant and sorceries you cast have Storm.
Yes.
Which
yes.
is so gross.
Yeah.
Storm.
Rat Storm.
Rat Storm, Storm,
That's
Storm.
a horrible way to even think about that.
Oh,
when you said
God.
Rat
And of
Storm.
course you would go there.
Oh, it's got Storm. And I'm giving you poison counters. And it's got Storm. Thanks.
Yeah.
And that's Storm.
Storm.
We'll talk about that in a second.
It's amazing. You're right.
Quandrix the Proof, 6 mana in Simic, Flying Trample. It has Cascade, and it gives your instant and sorceries Cascade. Okay,
Which can also be real gross.
Yeah, combo players are like
in your
yes,
hand.
please.
Instant and sorceries in your hand.
In
That-
your hand.
that-
Yeah, from your hand.
Which-
and
Yeah,
then
last
finally we have Silver Quill the Disputant, 4 mana Elder Dragon. This is the Orzhov one. Flying Vigilance, and then each instant and sorcery you cast has casualty 1. So you sacrifice a 1/1, you copy it once. And then you basically double all your instant sorceries as long as you have a 1/1.
Yeah.
Or a 2/1 or a 3 or a 3/2. You know, it has at least have power 1. Okay. So that being said, we've introduced them. Grant.
All right. So I'm going to start off with Witherbloom because she's
Shocker.
phenomenal. I know. So obviously the first strategy is just go tokens, go wide, and only pay 2 for Witherbloom for the rest of the game. I mean, you got Parallel Lives, you got Doubling Season, you've got what's another good just
I mean, you just have literally every
doubler
green thing that's just like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna come in with a 1/1 little dude.
you can get the Tindershoot Dryad that every single upkeep
Yep.
you put, and then if you have Doubling Season, it's
That
2.
comes in the Golgari precon.
It does.
Oh my
nice.
goodness.
I've not looked at the Golgari precon because I
There's
don't
like
want
4 Tinder shoots.
I'm just afraid I'm going to buy another one. Like, I'm already buying 2 of the precons, and I know if I look at the Golgari one, I'm just going to be like, yep, slap that credit card down.
Yeah.
So, the other nice thing about this is it works on a curve very well, because there's one thing that green does well is mana dorks. True. So, if you play a mana dork on a Eldritch Mystic on turn 1, and then a Paradise Druid turn 2, or Tinder, or
Dude, that is really dumb.
yeah. So by the time you get to turn 3, you play your third one, you can cast him. Because with Convoke, and if they all tap and all your land, if you hit all your land drops and hit all your
Right.
things. So
Well, and if you got enough ramp, Springleaf Parade,
Yes.
X, green,
Oh.
green.
Love
X
that
is
card.
whatever X you pay, you get to create that many channelings like
Well, and-
changelings. So like with that, right? That's quick
so
token
my
creation.
goal is to get him out on turn 3 using the 2 mana dorks and tapping them all down and tapping all my lands. Turn 4, I play Springleaf Parade, and then X will get reduced by the number
Yes,
of creatures
correct.
I have too. So it's just, I float 6 mana, and then I get 3 more
Do you
off
see
the
why
cost.
I play board wipes now?
That's gross. You shouldn't.
I will say the tough part for me for green always comes down to that, right? Is you do this all on your turn, it's very cute, and then 3 other guys take their turn
Yeah.
and they're just like, now you're back to square one.
Correct.
Yeah.
Which is
If
why
there's
you
10
have-
removal cards in everyone's deck, just like rounding, and then you're not going to play your 10 removal cards. We have 10 removal cards.
Yeah.
On average, at least one of us has
Oh
a removal
yeah,
Good
card.
you know
answer.
I do.
So, like, you still get your value
Yeah.
off it, and you're still going to do disgusting stuff. I long for the day I hit a Springleaf Druid or Springleaf Parade and go, 18 dudes, and then be like, Hellfire?
Oh yeah.
And I
then-
mean, that is the card that people are talking about with
I-
Elderos.
as soon as they
Yeah.
announced him, I bought a copy because I'm like, it's going to go up.
I mean,
20
the fact
bucks.
that you could
Yeah,
Just
no,
as,
it's
uh,
yeah,
your
and I do
commander.
think when we're talking, and I had this conversation with Josh. Competitive play, bracket 4, bracket 5. Like I do think that's where he's gonna live. Like
Yeah,
when we're
I
talking
think he
about
can
the top,
easily live
the top
there.
dragon at that level.
Phil,
Oh yeah.
what do you think is the best Elder Dragon?
The one that I think is probably the most fun and the best one for what my play style is going to be is definitely the Lorehold Historian, the red white one.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. I mean, 5 mana, flying in haste, that's kind of okay. But, like, I just think about the interplay that I'm going to be able to do with, like, all right, here's my, I have my my top out there, my Sensei's Divining top. I got my Library of Laying, and I'm just like, I'm going to do some nonsense.
Yeah.
The fact that, like, I can Miracle 2 on my turn is like, oh, hey, I drew this Approach of the Second Sun. I'm going to cast it for 2 mana. Ah, look at that. What do you know? Yeah, that seems pretty great, right?
Yeah.
It's like, this is the first thing I drew, right? But you get to do that kind of nonsense. And then with that other little part where it's like at everybody else's upkeep, I get to draw and discard. You just pair this stuff with like things like the Mayhem from Spider-Man and Madness from like
No,
the
he said
Innistrad stuff.
Spider-Man.
I'm sorry. I know that hurts a little bit.
Oh, what a set.
You spent so
Yeah.
much money.
Okay, I get
Let's
it.
not
I
talk.
understand. All right, but it's like you get to pair that with that also. So it's like on top of that, like I'm not just getting value from the top card of my deck being here's 2 miracle things. It's the thing that I discard. I could also just pay 1 mana and do this other thing. Like you just get so much value because of all the different interactions, which I think fits very well with like how that whole deck is going to run. You know,
Well,
Yeah.
and being Phil, it's just going to run off chaos.
if you don't think there's not, an Armageddon and Ravages of War in there, you're absolutely wrong. Because I'm just going to destroy
we know.
everybody's lands.
We know what you're going to do.
Sensei's Top
I'm
has
casting
never
like
had a better
Apex
home.
Power and all the rest of this stuff. Whatever insane 11 mana thing I can on my turn, I'm just going to cast it.
Yeah, I know he introduced himself as the control player, but you've got the Norn, the weird.
Yeah,
deck.
you're definitely.
Yeah, I like
you have
chaos.
control, but chaos is your thing. Like you're like
Yeah.
flip a coin and we all die.
Well, even like
Essentially,
when
yeah.
we see something that's goblin,
Yeah,
like so it's like
Okay, yeah, no.
Yeah, I
Dirty Crinkle
Yeah,
player.
It
yeah.
goes back to my roots, man.
The
Crinkle's my
only
boy.
thing
okay?
worse than mono blue.
which is good because
All right.
you pick Lorehold.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's
So
like
it works.
maybe you're just a red player.
So
I'd say
help
it-
me out here.
and Norn.
All ultimatatives are 3 colors, right?
Correct.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
Correct,
I'm about to
correct.
say,
Kind of
'cause-
hurts. But yeah, no,
Yeah, I'm about to say, because if you could cast like a ruinous ultimatum for
2 mana, yeah, that'd be real dumb.
Yeah.
all your spells.
Now that
get
being said,
tap
like
Soul
if you
Ring.
want to be the person who's like, I'm going to play the Dragon, and this is one of the dragons I'm going to play, and then I'm going to
Make it like a secret
ultimatum.
Now I
Commander
will
almost,
say
yeah.
we talked about that too, just running the Dragon
yeah.
and then running all these dragons in
Yeah.
your deck.
That just gets dumb, dude. But I mean, hey, that's what dragon people do. They're like, I like dragons, and they just play dragons.
Yeah, see, we play Elder Dragon Highlander though, so,
The-
so there really
So-
could only be one. Like,
So then moving on, we do got dragons to get through here.
That's true, yeah, yeah.
So Josh,
so and I've got a lot of arguments for this, okay, and
per usual.
very systemized. So
Very systemized.
I think
Wrong.
Silver Quill is going to be what I play. Now here's where I'm coming from. In terms of like what's the best one, I thought of some criteria. Okay. And
Okay.
Maybe you guys can agree with this criteria. Okay. Talking about
not.
uniqueness of play
Yep.
is what I was looking at.
Fair.
Then you look at how does it play. So you look at how does it play when it's ahead, how does it play when it's behind, and then how does it play in terms of parity when all things are equal, and
Okay.
then recastability of the
Acceptable.
commander. Right. So when I'm looking, yeah,
when you get there.
exactly.
Yeah.
So because these things are going to get answered. These are we all agree they're like powerful cards.
Yes.
So I mean, let's start with recastability. For all, well, I'll say it like this: in terms of mana values printed on the card, Silver Quill is the lowest.
4, right?
4 mana.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah,
Now
4.
Belladros, Witherbloom, which is the highest,
has the potential to be the lowest.
yeah,
Correct.
it's probably going to be 2. So like, what I think in terms of recastability, like if you play your commander, it gets removed before you do the thing.
Yep.
I think the Silver Quill player is going to have a better time than 3 of the other 4 in terms of getting back on the board.
You also live in the world of Cabal Coffers and Urborgs and Black.
So, yeah,
So
sure, exactly.
You
yeah,
can
yeah,
be
yeah.
like,
that's
oh,
gonna
that's
be-
a 14 mana I
Yeah.
can now
Yeah,
tap.
yeah,
So
that.
if you
Yeah.
just build like our buddy Eric uses the word monolithic commander, like if you make a very monolithic commander and you need your commander, I think casting Silver Quill a second time is more doable than the other ones minus.
No,
Best
100%.
one.
Right.
100%.
So that's
Minus
my
Witherbloom,
first
yeah,
thing.
yeah.
Second thing I would say is when you're looking at the uniqueness of the deck, we've got plenty of is-it storm decks. We actually have plenty of Simic Cascade decks.
I think out of uniqueness, I think Lorehold and Silver Quill are probably 2 of the more unique
Yeah,
ones.
so I mean, for Silver Quill, the Orzhov commander, I don't know I would play like an aristocrat Spellslinger deck. Like mostly Spellslinger, you think is it? But if you're talking about uniqueness, like if you go no blue Spellslinger, which all these commanders can kind of go Spellslinger because instants and sorceries, but Spellslinger aristocrats haven't been done often. So I think Silver Quill gets a huge bonus for that. Like it's going to be playing like no deck you've ever built. Same thing with Witherbloom. I think same thing with Boros.
Now.
But Silver Quill, I think, has just the most unique out of the other 5. And then finally, and we don't have to talk about this more. I think this would be more of the general discussion of all 5. But when we're discussing how good they're going to play,
Yeah.
we need to be assessing them in terms of like, okay, when they're ahead, who's going to seal the win the best? If they're
Right.
behind, who can catch it the best? And if all else is equal, who's going to actually get the advantage to win the game? Right?
fastest.
So that I think that's where we can have the general discussion
Right.
and decide that. You know,
Now,
Yep.
are you going to play the OG Silver Quill that makes the tokens?
OG Silver Quill for 5 mana, give someone else a thing. I mean,
2/1
I think you
Inkling.
could. I don't know. I'm thinking Sedgemoor Witch.
That's better.
You know, cast a creature, casualty 1,
Poop them out.
Yeah. It'll basically every 1/1 you sacrifice, you'll create two. And then the Monastery Mentor, I think it is.
Yep, that
Yeah,
card's
anytime
gross.
you cast a
It'll go
non-creature
in there.
because it's
Yeah,
white.
absolutely.
I remember that thing
I don't
being
think
standard.
that's not Magecraft though, so it's just whenever you cast. But it'll
yeah,
always
to
replace.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's always going to replace the
Whatever
1/1.
you casual
So you'll
beat it,
always
so,
have
yeah. That's a good
the
call.
fodder, right?
Right.
But that's what I'd be putting in the deck. I don't know if the just on the combat get a 2/1 will make
Yeah.
it, but it could. I don't know. I mean,
Right.
You might as well just put the other Silver Quill.
Yeah.
But yeah, you go ahead, Jeff.
Yeah, so I am actually building Quantrix the Proof.
Okay.
We're talking about 6 mana, green blue. I will say, what is
Absolute combo.
when you think about this, Grant spoke just now. He said combos. You're talking about like running some of the higher cost blue spells and being able to cascade
Yeah.
off of those spells, right? Because when we're talking about ramp, because a lot of those spells are like 3 generic, 2 blue.
Yeah.
Right? So they're instances, they're high cost, they're heavy. One I have down here is like Mystic Confluence, right? It's like 5 mana, but you're going to cascade off that. So, like, thinking about the fact that you can counter spells with it, you're going to get card draw off of it, and you're going to get to cascade off of it. And it's an instant. So
That does seem pretty busted.
So
Right.
how would that work? So if someone you wanted to, could you like if you wanted to counter Josh's spell? Could
Yes.
You, and he's out. Could you just cast a random spell and hope you flip into a counter spell
absolutely.
and then counter it with the counter spell you cascade?
Well, yeah, because because the cascade would enter the battle. It would
That's
enter the
interesting.
stack.
because you cast it, you would
Because
have
you
to trigger
cast
the
it.
cascade
Yeah,
because of the stack.
right. But the cascade, whatever you got off the cascade, he was asking. Is like,
Oh, yeah, correct.
It's like if you hit a counter spell off the cascade, could you counterspell the thing that he's casting? And I'm like, yeah, absolutely.
Well, and on
Yeah.
top of that, right, is like looking at my deck list, what I'm looking at is like obviously counterspell heavy, obviously very control heavy.
That sounds like
I'm so surprised.
Take extra turns, all that's good
no,
stuff,
not
right?
more of that.
But also digging deeper into creatures that cascade.
Yeah.
Right, we're looking at like Sakashima, like has cascade.
Oh, yeah,
and
you're in green.
copies.
You can get the
right?
Apex.
I say you get Apex Devastator.
Apex
Devastator,
Devastator.
that's it. I
Right,
won't
that's
say
what I'm saying.
Predator.
But you're talking about these cards that you play a high enough blue spell, you could cascade into one of those.
Yeah.
Or vice versa, you can play.
That would be so gross
So-
if you cascade into a cascade into a cascade.
That's what I'm saying, right? It's
what slivers
almost
do.
like slivers.
Yeah.
But I hate slivers, so they won't be in the deck. But yeah, so that's
Turtles
what
and
I'm looking at
slivers
here.
is
I
just-
think that when going back to Josh's point, when I look at beginning of the game, right, middle of the game, end of the game, you're in green. You're going to have ramp. You're
Yep.
going to have the mana. It's going to
Can't
be
confirm.
there, right? And that's the thing, like, you don't have to worry about him being so expensive, right?
Yeah.
I mean, because if you think about it, when we're talking about flying trample 6/6, like, I'm going to have the mana if someone wants to mess around. I'm going to have the protections. I'm going to have the control. So, and when we're talking about green, right, you can put some really nasty green creatures in there that don't even have cascade, right?
I think you almost make more like you look for spells that have alternate casting costs. So
Oh,
like
yeah, for sure.
So I can't think of anything on top of my head, but if it's like if it's 8 mana, but then you can cast it for like a different cost.
I mean, Force of Will, dude. Like,
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
a
so
5 mana card.
it's a
Oh,
5
no,
mana
correct.
card
Yeah, but like-
that you
Cascading
get
it
for
for
free,
5.
but it cascades 5,
Right.
Yeah,
right?
that's-
Right, no,
nuts.
absolutely.
And then
And
cost
that's
reducers
packed
work
in
that
the
way
game.
Right,
too.
and that's in
That
the
is
deck.
a good point though,
Right.
because
Yeah.
it checks the
Force,
CMC.
yeah,
CMC.
see, Force
I think
of
with-
Will's in there.
I think with that though, you want to not play like mana dorks. You want to play like things like rampant growth.
No,
Yeah,
no,
of
no,
course.
no, no.
Yeah.
I'm not playing mana creatures, mana
yeah,
doors.
there
We're
you
not
go.
doing that. No, no,
Okay.
no. I'm gonna go. It's like
Cultivate.
It's like my Eldrazi deck, right? I don't have things other than the Eldrazi spawn that you sack. I don't have things like everything's land based. Like I have some artifacts that
Yeah,
get
yeah,
me
yeah.
and stuff. I'm not gonna have like you're not gonna have no elves that give me a green mana.
Okay, hear me out. Okay, so holding priority. So cascade trigger on stack. We're going to Mystical Tutor. Now that's going to cascade. We actually put the Ancestral Recall that has the suspend in our deck because it's a 0 mana card. Your 1 mana card cascades into the only 0 mana draw 3 in your deck. So you're going to draw 3.
Yep.
All right, and then your Mystical Tutor puts a Time Warp on the top of your deck. And then now the cascade trigger from your 6 mana sorcery happens, and then now you take an extra turn from your draw 3.
That was
Well,
the most
and-
mono blue paragraph I've ever heard.
Well, it's
Right.
an
Well,
idiot.
it's but like you're looking at things
What
like
green card
Name
did
one
you
green
use in
card.
your
Yeah, I was
example?
about to say, you didn't use one green card there.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
I'm gonna cast.
Okay, hey, so I think we have a good understanding where everyone's coming from. We can start debating our points. What I do want to talk about really quick is the one that we didn't pick was the Prismari one. when we're having our general discussion, we're going to be talking about Prismari in there as well. And I
Right.
think he was probably second for me.
So Prismari was at the top of my list.
yeah.
But hear me out. I do run Atraxa. I have Poison Proliferate. Everyone knows it. I know with the effect of Storm, all I would do is make another Poison deck.
100%.
Because there's cards that are like everyone draws a card, everyone gets Poison counter.
Yeah.
Right, and then
Prolonged to Phyrexia.
and then
That's a stupid card.
and then you just play like 2-3 spells. Then you cast Rad Storm for 1, right? But it's got Storm already, so then you Storm. And
Yeah.
now-
It's important to note that Storm is not a
Yes.
redundant effect. So,
Correct,
like, if it has
correct.
multiple instances of Storm,
I did not
Yes.
know that.
yeah,
Yes,
it'll trigger
it's-
twice.
So when you're talking about giving Rad Storm, it's already got Storm.
Yep.
So now it's going to Storm.
Yep.
So now what you play 3 spells, then you play Rad Storm, your 4 counters turn to 8. When we're talking about each individual dragon, right?
Yeah.
I do think Grant's is going to be built the most. But
Like,
I
it's
think
turn
what's going to
4.
happen is when you're talking about someone sitting down who is not into green, I think
It's Prismari.
I think Prismari is gonna lead the way.
I think in your casual groups, Lorehold's going to be fun because if you like me, like the way I play with like that chaos kind of feel,
Yeah.
like I'm like, yeah, spin it to win it. Like I have a whole undeck, so like I get it. So it's like that's my favorite kind of thing to do. It's not going to be competitive. It's just going to be annoying. Like it's just one of those kinds of things.
super
You know?
annoying.
Yeah.
It's just going to be like, yeah, I somehow just hit Approach of the Second Sun on turn 3.
Yeah,
Thanks.
I like your approach idea. I think is the coolest part. I think it's going to be the best part of the Miracle deck is the approach.
No, I see someone wait until turn 4 or 5 when everyone like runs out of lands that they
Yeah.
kept from their starting hand. They're gonna have a Soul Ring, and then they're gonna hit the Armageddon.
Oh, dude.
Everyone else
Wait,
is
my Soul Ring
dead
turns
to,
into cast this
correct.
instant
Your
or
Soul
sorcery.
Ring becomes cast instant or sorcery. Just period.
Yeah, no, it's gonna be great. But I still go back to the as wild as it sounds. I still go back to if you want to win at high-powered tables, control has to be there.
100%. At high-powered tables, control is key.
This is why I want to frame it the way that because if we just talk about power level, like the ceiling,
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
the best ones by far are Witherbloom and Prismari.
absolutely.
Like by far. Like
I think Quandrix actually jumps Prismari.
even when they're behind, I think they can catch up really well. But
even with Prismari at 7 mana,
the Storm player is not going to be casting Prismari as soon as possible, waiting and hoping for it to pass around and then
Right.
going off. It's
They're
like,
going
hey,
for
you know,
one big bang instead of
Right.
just
and that's
Well-
every Storm player. Like you're going to
Yeah.
have the Storm turn. That's why you call it.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
And
it's
what it
gonna
does-
storm off.
There's
What
going
it-
to be
yeah.
that stupid deal 1 damage Storm.
Well,
Right.
and before they
Great shot.
before they
Great
storm
shot.
off
Yeah.
though,
Yes.
like what's going to happen is
Storm.
it's going to happen at the table, right? It's going to get quiet. You're going to hear this thunderous in the background, and then
Yeah.
Garth Brooks' voice is going to come on, and then the thunder's going to roll, and then it's
well,
over.
to be fair, they do have that's basically it's just 1,000-Year Storm on a stick now.
I brought that up to Shane. 1,000-Year Storm says count the spells that
That
you
you
cast. Storm is just spells casted.
So here's the hard part, right? And here's the hard part for control players who go head to head, which is why I think it's tough. I think they're both great. Quandrix. I mean, they're the two that I buffed up the most.
Yeah.
I think here's the
They
tough
have
part.
blue.
I play
Yeah,
a
they are.
spell like you play a spell with Prismari. I counter you.
Mm-hmm.
You are like, I'm feeding right into you. You counter.
Yeah.
Then I play something, and then you're like, all right, you got me. There's 4. And then if you're a poison player like me, you're like, Rad Storm.
Yeah.
And that's 5 spells.
Yeah.
That's game over.
When Solve the Equation is a draw 9,
Yes,
like
yep.
it's actually crazy. Not just draw 9, but like
it's
look at 9. It's Frantic Search is just
it's
crazy. Like
yeah.
it's
Well, especially if you have one, bounce land or something with Frantic Search.
well,
'cause
you don't
then-
even need like because it's going to copy. Like even if I had 3,
Oh, and the
even if
discard
if
part
let's say I have
won't-
6 lands, like
yeah.
I tap 6, float 6, right? I cast Frantic Search. I'm going to untap 3, draw 2, discard, then untap 3, draw 2, discard. And if that was my 5th spell, I'm going to net mana. Like it's not just even.
That's
like
true.
And then let's say I have an
And then you can choose
if I
which
have an
mana colors you want, too.
unsubstantiate. I just draw my whole deck because I'm going to bounce the Frantic Search. Like High Tide Storm 4 is crazy.
Get High Tide out of here.
So here's something. So when I was when I was playing around with the list for
Yeah.
Quandrix, like something that I came across. So I've been playing Magic for a little over 2 years, almost going on 3. Fairly new to the game compared to these guys, especially Phil. Phil's been playing since he was still pooping
Just
his
a
pants.
wee lad, too.
So I
Let's
came
be
across
honest.
this card called Spelljack.
Goblin.
Spelljack.
Have you heard of Spelljack?
Yeah, tell me what it does.
So I looked it up just so I could read it for accuracy's sake.
Yeah.
It's a 6-drop blue. It's 3 generic, 3 blue.
Sure.
Counter
already.
Counter target spell.
Yep,
okay?
hate it.
If it's countered this way, you remove it from the game instead of sending it to the graveyard.
Even worse.
As long as it remains removed from the game, I may play it as though it was in my hand without paying its mana cost. That's
Yeah.
6 Cascade right
Yeah.
off the
Yeah,
rip,
that's
right.
That's fantastic.
I'm just saying, like, it's just the amount of spells that just add up cascade wise for the Quandrix is unreal when you start talking about so many blue spells have generic whatever,
Yeah.
2 or 3 blue. That's all you need, which is
Yeah.
insane when you start researching it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and that's why I think when we're talking about Quandrix can be played every level of the game.
Yep.
Like, I think Quandrix can withhold itself.
Let's go through each level of the game. Okay, so we've got behind, we've got parity, we've got ahead when you're ahead. Okay, when it's behind, I fully agree with you. Like, if
one
I'm
good Cascade can.
yeah, exactly. Like he has Cascade. Right? You play him from behind, he's going to start developing your board right away.
Or if
Yep.
he cascades into a board wipe.
Well, if he
Oh,
if
yeah,
he
that's
cascades
even
into
better.
it-
Yeah.
if he cascades into an instant, the instant
No,
then
but-
gets cascade too, right? So you
Yeah,
get
I was
3
really
spells
excited
off
about
that?
it, but it does say in hand. Yeah, instants and sorceries in hand have Cascade. Well, I talked a lot about Prismari. I'll come back to Silverquill, which is my actual pick, but I want to hear more about Lorehold.
What about it?
Well, we already talked about in terms of uniqueness. It is a pretty unique deck. Boros, Miracle, giving things Miracle like that, complete different. He draws on everyone's turn. You know,
You
That's
get
just
the
a unique
mayhem
deck.
and madness
Yeah, yeah.
nonsense. It's very much so a
Yeah.
commander. If your commander's out there, you're going to have a lot more stuff that you're going to be able to do.
Yeah,
That's the biggest thing about it. Like, it is one of those, like Eric says, like
Monolithic.
monolithic commanders.
Yeah.
But you have ways to protect your commander, especially in white, and you have all the stuff.
Teferi's protection.
Yeah, you
all
have a whole
that.
bunch of things that you can
19
do, that kind of
blinks,
stuff.
like-
Deflecting SWAT, all this kind of stuff. But like, your commander is going to be the main focus, so that you can
Yep.
do the engine things that you want to do.
sure. Yeah,
I don't think that mine is like the most powerful, but I think it has enough capability to be powerful. If you
Right,
get what
the
I'm saying.
flavor
Yeah.
is nice.
Yeah,
Well-
it's like I have the thing like out of nowhere where I can just be like, okay, here's this 15 mana
Yeah.
red spell that I'm now casting for 2
That's funny.
generic.
That's funny,
You know,
yeah.
because this is what I get to do. And
Stormherd.
it's like, yeah,
what was that called? Stormhill. Is it just called Stormherd?
the Pegasus.
Pegasus,
yeah,
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 oh my
like,
gosh.
Two
Oh.
twos equal to your
Yeah.
life total. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna cast it for 2 mana.
Listen.
I mean, I don't know that the behind parity or ahead really. I mean, there's some stuff that
Yeah.
that come with that with Lorehold, but Lorehold's going to be more like the like. I mean, again, it's just more like the chaos thing. It's more like the how much fun
Yeah.
are you willing to have? How much do you want to
Here-
like do weird?
Here's
things?
another way to frame power that I like:
Uh-huh.
ceiling and floor. Right. So like,
floor-
like how good is a card when it's at its very best, and
Yeah.
like how bad is it at its very worst?
Floor. Everyone's killing Lorehold, and I can't do what I want to do.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And here's
Just
the thing
death.
too, when we're talking about the dragons, though, right? It's
Yeah.
like when you want to go from floor,
Yeah.
you have to then start taking your cost into consideration
Yeah.
at
Yeah.
floor, because that's what usually happens at your floor.
Yeah.
You're stuck, you're not getting your mana, you're really struggling. That's why I think control still works, because even if you're not getting your commander out, you're still slowing the game to help yourself.
Yeah.
The problem
That's
comes when you're playing something like you said, where if you're not getting your mana, your floor is not only on fire, it's sinking.
What if we don't have an instant or sorcery in our hand? And I actually think that Lorehold is the only one that can actually because Lorehold's just going to naturally draw and discard. He
Yeah, all
actually
the
doesn't
time.
care if it's in the hand.
That's
he cares if
true.
it's- you know what I'm saying?
He's gonna get there.
So
the
in
prep
terms of like floor,
Prepared.
I actually think Lorehold has the highest floor.
Okay.
Whereas like if my Elder
No
Dragon
one's
is out,
hitting anything.
yeah,
Fair.
Quandrix would run into the same thing, right? Like you're not going to be able to play big chunky spells
Yeah.
that then cascade into stuff to help you even further, because you're just going to play them and then throw them in your
I
graveyard.
Yeah.
think Witherbloom does a little bit better on that because you are trying to focus
wipe.
creatures as well. Yes, a board wipe just
No,
sucks.
here's the issue with Witherbloom is it runs into in terms of floor. it runs into the, hey, I don't have instant or sorceries in my hand issue, but it also has like, hey, I only have Witherbloom and I have these amazing spells. I have my Exsanguinate, but like,
I only have Witherbloom.
but I only
Yeah.
have one
Yeah.
creature. You know what I mean?
That
right
is-
after board wipe.
Yeah,
Right.
by that, my thought was like, if you don't, for just now, the floor is probably lowest with Witherbloom because it's 8 cost unless you have.
Yeah,
Dude,
unless you can get the
So,
creatures.
Yeah,
but
sure,
I'm
yeah.
saying if you're sitting there with a handful of creatures or enchantments, you're not like
Well,
sad
and
as Witherbloom
chances
as you
are
are
on
with-
Witherbloom, you're going to run, right? You're going to keep that mana curve pretty low.
Yes.
You're going to have mana dorks. You're going to have things that are going to be able to do quick, short mana things that are going to give you some form of creature base.
Yeah.
So that your floor is better off, so you can quickly get your commander onto the board.
All I want to do is an Awaken the Woods with him out.
Hey,
Like,
that's fair. That sounds pretty good.
solves
Oh
all
my
my
God.
problems
You can
in one.
play-
I'm
you
just
can
going to
play
cascade into Biorhythm.
You.
Cascade
okay
into
with that.
Biorhythm. Oh,
Can
my
you do
God.
it? Can you do it directly after I cast Awaken the Woods?
In response, Awaken the Woods.
Yeah.
Okay, so first off, I'm casting my commander before everyone else. At 4
You
mana.
hope.
No, I mean at 4 mana. Like
Mana drain's only 2.
that's funny actually. But let's see, what do I got for that? Absolutely nothing. But so 1 in 99. But I
Absolutely
mean,
nothing.
you always have
You
it.
have Mana Tide.
Huh?
You have
I
Mana
do not run
Tide.
Mana Tide. Mana Tide's garbage.
Now,
Yeah.
are you going to go? Are you going to add like some special ramp in there that mono white carries?
So here's how I usually play decks. It's like me and him would play Beledros differently, Witherbloom
Yes.
differently, because like
Oh,
he's like, how
absolutely.
fast can I play Witherbloom?
Yes.
I'm like, no, I need setup first.
Yes.
Right? So I'm not playing Silver Quill until I'm set up. I'm not necessarily trying to turbo out
Right.
Silver
and
Quill.
I do think another strong thing about Silver, which we talked about this too, is
Yeah.
when we talk about commander tax, we're talking about Grant runs Marin, for example. It gets heavy quick.
Yeah.
So when you're
I have
talking
paid
about
16 mana for her.
Right,
before.
right.
You
So when
gotta
you're
get rid of
talking
it.
about running these commanders,
Yeah.
the fact that you're going to go 4, 6, 8, and I'm going to have to go 6, 8, 10, like that's a drastic difference.
Yeah.
8, 10, 12.
Right, 8, 10, 12, right? But you're getting the cost down. But I'm saying like
4, 6.
yeah, right. So when you're talking about that,
No,
that
just 2,
commander,
2, 2, like-
right? The commander tax
Yeah.
is
Tax would be gone.
But yeah, so
put it on the
with
bottom
Silver
of your
Quill
library,
though, with Silver Quill, you have the opportunity to really do some really nice setup.
Yeah.
To really do a lot of control, because we talked about
Yep.
this. You play a blood artist, and then you start doing your creating
Yep.
thing.
Yeah, that
like
gets
the
real
pinging
good.
gets out of hand.
It does.
I think
love the politics.
Silver Quill is going to be running some very political things.
Yeah, well, that was kind of the thing. The
yeah.
first Silver Quill is very political. And
Yes.
to piggyback what you're saying, the Casualty 1 doesn't feel as broken as what everyone else is doing, which will be a beneficial thing. For instance, like if I play a draw 2, okay, it's a draw 4, which is great, but I still have the draw 2s.
Yes.
Whereas like you're like, crap, like I really need my stuff out. I need my commander out to do Cascade stuff.
Yes.
It's like I really need Lorehold so I can do Miracle stuff. You
Right.
know? Whereas like I'm like, I don't have Shadrix out. He costs 8. I really don't have time. It's like, but all my instants and sorceries, I have my engine pieces for aristocrat stuff.
Yep.
I don't need to cast them again. You're good. Like
Yeah,
I'm already set up.
I think also to argue for Quandrix, I think also with it being green, I can do the same. Right? In green, I can also do a setup where the cascading is going to be great for my instants and sorceries, but you can set yourself up in a way to where you can still do things within the game where you don't need that, right? Where if I want to cast Biorhythm and I only have 5 creatures out and I see that no one else has any, somehow, whatever, I can
You
still...
just Cyclonic Rifted last turn.
That's good. I Cyclonic Rift, the next turn I Biorhythm,
Yep.
right? Like, I don't need the Cascade trigger
Worse,
to help
at your
myself.
instep,
It
the
helps,
Cyclonic
right?
Rift,
It helps
and
move my
then-
game a lot faster, but I can build it in such a way to where the pieces, the way they set up, can do the same thing, right, as Silver Quill. And I think that you guys, I think they all really can. I do think, unfortunately for you, Phil, I think yours probably the weakest in the categories.
Mine's very monolithic, yes.
Yeah, but it's
But
going
it's
to
a
be, it'd be
chaos
fun.
monolithic that I
it's
like.
just it's unique enough though where it's like people will still build it.
Right.
Oh,
Well, and
that's
what
sweet.
happens is this was going to happen. I already know with our play group. We're going to sit down with 4 dragons. They're going to see us. Phil's going to be left alone, because no one's scared of it. And then like turn 8's going to roll around if we make it that far, which we usually don't.
Yep.
We get to turn 8, we'll say turn 6. No one's messed with Phil. Phil's like, hey guys, you want to start over? And you're like, oh, we left Phil
No,
alone
he's
too
Roll
gonna
to
long.
the
play,
second, son.
he's gonna play a stupid play a sub game underneath the table.
We've talked about this a lot. Let's go ahead and put a cap on all of this. Let's go around. We've heard everyone out. Let's start ranking these things out of the completely
level or fun
objective
level?
metric of our opinions. Grant.
All right, so in order of the personal preference,
Your personal preference.
Golgari
Witherbloom.
first. Witherbloom. Yeah, Witherbloom. That one I do know. But Witherbloom first. Creatures, go fun, go wide.
Yeah.
Boros next, just
Warhol.
because it does look fun. Like being able to pull out a farewell for 2.
Yeah.
Like, then Simic. That's because
Okay.
I love Simic.
Yep.
It's green. Then Ozoth. Because Aristocrats is always fun. And then blue-red because it's just a spellslinger deck, and I suck at those because the
Okay.
stack scares me as a green player.
You're not. Grant will do all the math you need. The
Yeah.
man will not do a stacks order.
I can do Scoot Swarm like no one's business.
Literally. but when the
But
stack
where does that
gets
land
this
on
deep,
the stack? I
he's
don't know.
like,
I put
yeah.
creature on stack.
All right, rank your
Don't think
dragons,
the same
Phil.
ways. It's Lorehold, duh, because chaos is fun. And then after that, like I think like
He's lying, chat. He's lying.
no, it's definitely Lorehold. But then like after that, the way that my play style specifically, I would like to play, I probably actually would go with Silver Quill. I
Yeah.
do have I did have an Aristocrat deck for a long time. I loved the interplay of that. The Silver Quill one, then I would go probably Witherbloom, then Prismari, and then Quandrix is probably last for me, only because I'm not a fan of playing Simic just in general because it's
All right, Josh. So we got Phil's ranking.
Yep.
Let's hear yours.
So, my goodness, I think deep down, Belladros is the best commander. Like
Correct.
I wanted to go away from him, but
No, I know.
Yeah.
Shane, cover your ears.
yeah, I'm sorry. He's just so good. Like the ceiling's so high. He's hard to deal with. He's unique. Very easily castable. Honestly, board wipe beats him, and that's going to be the least amount of cards in that deck. But then I would probably go second is going to be Silver Quill. I just thinking
Makes
about
sense.
thinking about that.
He's
Sedgemoor,
wrong,
which-
chat.
I think value. It's going to be great. You're not reliant on the commander. He's easily castable. Aristocrats is already tried and true, but now you're Aristocrat Spellslinger.
Yeah.
it's going to be such a cool deck. I think people are going to love him. Next, Prismari, Storm.
Yeah.
Like, I'm gonna-
Storm.
Number 4, probably. Honestly, I'd probably have to go to Quandrix, and then I would go Lorehold. Not because honestly, it's one of the most unique out of all 5.
Yeah,
it
that's
just
what we're
doesn't
here
have
to do.
enough blue.
No, right. Yeah, for any of us.
Yeah. So, Chuck, I want to
okay,
hear what
bud.
you've got.
So
Yeah, rank 'em.
Yeah. So obviously, I think you're silly not to put Witherbloom on. It hurts me to say it. I hate it.
Yeah.
I mean,
I
am
do
silly,
think
so.
I think like everyone else, the con's going to be control players and
Yep.
destruction players are going to slow you down. We've mentioned there are ways to help that. I think
play Grand Arbiter
Witherbloom
for you,
just
bud.
we were talking
Thanks.
about competitiveness. It's just going to be a problem. It is going to annoy me at tables. I already know it.
Yep.
And I'm going to target Grant.
Dude, because mana dorks do double in that.
I know. You don't
Like,
got to remind me.
That's my favorite
I'm
part.
actually I am gonna go probably Silver Quill second.
Nice, okay.
I do like
Aristocrats is strong.
it
Yeah,
is well,
always.
and
Sephiroth
so
exists.
one of the
Like,
things that gets me there is when I'm talking. So I did a lot of research, with white mana whenever I was building anti-venom. So I discovered a lot of cards. I think with Silver Quill, there's just so much you can do.
Yeah.
Especially when we're talking about setup, getting things rolling. But this is where I think I differ from you.
Okay.
I'm actually going to put Quandrix third, where you put it fourth.
I did put
I think Quandrix just
so better than Prismari is what you're saying.
yes, correct. That would be how you rank.
good.
So I think that putting it third, I think that not just is cascading gross, but the ability to play such high cost blue spells
Yeah.
that give you draw, that are going to give you ramp, that's going to give you more mana, more turns, could possibly end the game, cascading into absolutely disgusting creatures in green.
And one of the best parts about Quandrix, like you said, is you get to play those instants and sorceries that you don't normally do.
Prismari is going to go fourth for me. I really do think, though, they're like 3A and 3B Like I don't think
Oh,
you
I
know
see,
what I'm
I see,
saying. But I got to rank them. So 4, the guy Lorehold here, I think is going to come in 5th for me. I think when I think about funny, right, and I think about some of the fun stuff you could do, I think that's where Lorehold comes in, which is why you want to build it,
Correct.
because you're that guy. But I think if I'm wanting to sit down at the table, go ahead and win this game and get my win for the night, I just couldn't do it. So I think that all of us, though, with a consensus, and you guys can put your ranking in the chat, tell us why you're wrong and we're not. But I think when we're talking about addressing this, I think everyone is in consensus. Witherbloom, top notch,
top,
number
as it should
one.
be.
Hands down.
Silver
Only thing
Quill.
that make
Silver
it
Quill
better
was pretty
being
high up
blue.
for a lot
Pretty
of us.
high
I
up
was-
for a lot of us going in
yeah.
that 2 to 3 range. And then I think your next 2, I don't know what order you want to stack them, but you're going to go Prismari or Quandrix. You're going to go one or the other. And then Lorehold's going to fly in last.
And just one more, like the point of Lorehold too, it's like everyone else, you're going to Cascade multiple times. You're going to Affinity for creatures multiple times. Like Miracle is going to happen that one time. And it's going to be amazing.
That's true, too.
It's gonna
I
happen
didn't
that
even
one-
think about
well,
that.
I will say it's going to happen 4 times in a rotation, but it's going to happen that one time in the turn.
Yeah,
you know?
and it's going to be hilarious when Phil does it.
Oh my
well,
gosh.
for him, maybe
Yeah,
not
yeah,
for
yeah.
us.
Do you just run all instances at that point if you have the chance to
No,
play
you'll
it
probably.
at the?
I'll probably run sorceries only because like you can get like the 11 mana sorcery.
That's
for
true.
2.
Yeah.
You know, but
Yeah.
you could definitely run.
Rise of the Eldrazi.
If you Miracle a sorcery, you cast it.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. Even,
No,
yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah, you still cast. Yeah, because it's
Oh.
it's
JK
resolving the effect of Miracle as you draw it, as it's resolving it. Timing
It
restrictions
doesn't
won't apply.
follow timing restrictions.
You know,
No, it
because
will
yeah,
not
You guys
follow
are
time
idiots. This is the
restrictions.
best deck in the world. At the beginning of your upkeep, I'm going to cast every 11 mana spell for 2 mana.
Yeah, Josh, real quick. Sorry, chat. This is a little off topic. Where's your shirt?
oh, we're supposed to do
I-
the brand
I-
thing. We're
Yeah,
supposed
I
to do
just
the
wanna put-
brand thing.
I bought all of the shirts. My wife yelled at me because I bought you guys shirts. And asked
here
why
you
you
are
weren't buying your
not
own
wearing
shirts.
it.
And I said, these are my boys. I'm buying them shirts. And then you can't even wear it?
Yeah.
It's the only thing worse than Phil's white microphone.
Oh my.
Sorry, guys. That's my bad.
Yeah. I mean, I guess I'm only invited because I'm the guy with the camera. So like.
No, if you didn't have the computer, the camera, the
Yeah.
setup,
We
you
value
wouldn't
his
be here.
opinion, too.
Yeah. Yeah.
I listen.
We're going to get into another mechanic that's
Okay.
been introduced into Strixhaven. 3 of us, I think 4 of us have various opinions on liking it or disliking it. Some like it a little more than others. A lot of hype has been
What
built
is it?
around this
What is it?
concept.
What are we talking about? What's the next episode? What are we talking about?
I gotta remember. I keep talking because I forgot the term.
Prepared.
Prepared because I hate it so much.
Oh,
I've
yeah.
just chosen not to remember.
yeah.
Wizards has decided that why open the vault and release cool cards? We're just going to slap them on cards instead.
Yeah.
And they're going to do it in a horrible way. We're going to address this next episode.
Good
why
take.
why prepared is actually a trash mechanic.
Yep.
And why it is not any good.
But it's a really fun way to get around the restriction list, though.
So, and they obviously
Sure,
want you to
fair.
be able to play
Yeah.
banned cards without playing banned cards.
Yeah,
Wizards,
if you make the ban cards bad, then
yeah,
you
they're
can play
trying
it.
to trick you. They're trying to trick all of us. We're not going to fall for it, Commanders. None of us are. Josh is going to have his shirt next episode, or he's fired. And then also
Bro,
remember,
he's got
chat.
the cameras.
Priority stops here, and may the only thing to divide us is our mana.
Amen, brother.
Have a good one, good peeps.
See you, bud.